Alright, so welcome everyone who hasn't gave up or doesn't have better things to do with their afternoon. We're doing take 2 of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in CWR. This time we're doing a replacement race for just championship purposes, but we only have 11 people actually racing instead of 18, as the race took a long while because of the glitch of the safety car. So we're going to be doing a 25% race without a formation lap, with one shot qualifying, and finally without a safety car. So this time we hope that the game will not be glitching and that we will have an actually entertaining race that will last at least a lap. So as far as the standings are concerned, we already have 2 people not finishing the one-shot qualifying. Thankfully, we at least have the people that are in the championship fight actually racing, so finally something exciting will be happening at least. But I'm not guaranteeing it will be without carnage. So if you look at another video on our channel, it is just as long as another race, but the whole field decided to just not compete at all, because at the final safety car they just all DNF'd themselves. So I hope that the video will get deleted over time. And at the end of the day, we have Jado at pole position, Alonso P2, Matmar P3. That's the podium. And Preston and Rythims didn't set a time, so they're gonna be at a disadvantage going forward in the championship fight. So if any of the drivers will be watching the stream and feel kind of responsible for my vocal cords, anyone who DNFs, I would be very glad if they join me into the commentary box, as my throat is absolutely dying. But at least the race will not take as long, as the safety car is turned off. Not a lot of people racing, so smaller amount of carnage, and the most important of all, Norwegian boy is not racing here. So we have 4, 5 lights. And away we go immediately without a warning. So it looks like Jado will regain the lead. There was some brake checking from Scuderia Alonso. Matmar is in the wall. He got touched. So that's front wing damage for him. Scuderia Alonso back into P2. Matmar P3. Timbit P4. Lewis P5. Lewis lost some. Nice amount of position. Preston quickly made up 2 positions. Rythims all the way down in P10. That's going to ruin his championship chances there. But the front 3 is still staying intact. Let's see who will try to run away from the pack as fast as possible. So it looks like Crimo also got some nice positions off of that start. And the only one who was hurting so much is probably Dulger and Trigger there. Jado quietly cut the corner there, and it looks like all the way down from Crimo we have people starting on the medium, so they're going for the patience game type of strategy, and it looks like Jado and Alonso picking up good amount of pace during the castle section. It looks like Matmar is gonna be trailing a good amount of time to the train of the front 2 whilst defending his podium position. So the championship contenders in Preston and Rythims are going to be losing the championship as it stands to Jado. Thankfully have only 13 laps with no safety cars, so actually we will see an end to this race in about 15/20 minutes time. So I'm sure everyone is excited about that. Let's have a look at this battle that Matmar and Lewis are going almost free wide into turn 1, but it's not going as planned. Matmar still has damage, mind you, so he's going to be losing huge amounts of time. He already lost position to Lewis, now to Timbit. Thankfully that was cleaner than it was last time. Now probably the Long Carnage people stayed to race in here. And it looks like Scuderia Alonso is making a move onto Jado. Didn't work in the end. He was on the outside, didn't get the best exit out of turn 3. But it looks like those two are gonna scramble for a little while longer, and the fight for P3 actually increased the gap to the front two. Let's see if Lewis has more pace than Matmar had because of the damage. So maybe the front two will get caught finally. It's Lewis and Timbit in a smaller second train, and then behind them is Skills Virus and Preston and Rhythms and basically the whole grid trying to chase down top 4 there. So Skill Virus is gonna be under attack from Preston. Both of them are on the medium, so this has to get mentioned that the train is not slower because they are slower, it's just that the tires are a little bit slower. They also didn't start at the best positions, so Preston and Rhythms are gonna be gunning for Jado at the front, who started on the softs, but the gap is widening very much. So let's see if Scuderia Alonso will be making a move onto Jado on yet another time on the start-finish straight. And it looks like without DRS he's kind of helpless. He doesn't have enough speed to try to have a look into turn 1. But it looks like Preston made a move on Skills Virus, who ghosted. So thankfully we have ghosting turned on, and Rhythms also got forward. So two championship contenders quickly making their way through the grid, as Rhythms and Preston are gonna have a fight going into turn 3. Not quite enough speed to actually go for the move, but DRS will be turned on this lap, so we'll get more interesting as time goes on. The top 2 is still in their little bubble, but the bubble is slowly but surely getting thinner, as Lewis is very quickly on their toes. And look at that, the gap is getting smaller and smaller. Timbit is losing touch with Lewis, but also the group of Preston and all of these people are losing touch with Timbit. That's the tire difference showcase for you there. So we're 3 laps in, and it looks like the field is spreading out quite a bit, as Dodger and Skills Virus very far down the grid. So is Trigger and Matmar with damage, although he's on softs. He's really struggling, so he's not gonna be in contention for some nice big points. And so finally with DRS, Alonso is closing very much onto Jado. Maybe he's gonna have a move into turn 3, but it looks like Timbit is going to be under attack. No, actually it's Rhythms that overtook Preston at the start-finish straight. It looks like Trigger and Skills Virus are in the pits, probably trying to do an undercut or a front wing change, who knows. But the battle continues between Jado and Alonso. Look at that, only 2 tenths separate them in these very close and not really wide streets of Baku. With so many barriers, so many potential accidents, such a close gap, it just calls for trouble, and it brings Lewis just that much closer. It didn't throughout the last lap, but the battling surely will afterwards. So Timbit is falling into the hands of Rhythms, Preston and Crymo. He's the only one on sauce, and yet his pace is not so good around here. So he's gonna be under attack on the start-finish straight. So let's have a look at the most important fight of all, and that's gonna be Jado and Alonso having a fight at the start-finish straight. How good was the exit of Jado? That's the question. For how long can he defend from Alonso? That's another question. And so the battle is still not continuing as people are going into the pits from their south. So Lewis, Matmar, Timbit, and Dulger all in the pits. Trigger and Skill Virus already went. And so we're just gonna be waiting for Jado and Alonso have a pit stop battle, because probably that's gonna be the thing that's gonna be deciding these positions. And behind them, Rhythms, Preston, and Crymel not that far off on their mediums. So probably the patience game is gonna come in very handy for the two of them. As I apologize for being silent for a while, I was sending a link to the stream. So we're on lap 5, pit stops already happened, apart from the front two, and the Frey medium runners are very, very fastly closing in on them. There was a yellow flag at the back. Matmar actually retired. And as far as the pit stops are concerned, the incident between Virus and Trigger escalated into an early pit stop. Looks like a front wing change, because I don't imagine them losing that much time for nothing. So Crymel will pick up the race lead somehow, as Jado and Alonso all in the pit, and so is Rhythms and Preston, who are going on to softs. So they are gonna be the prime contenders for the race win. And Crymel is still staying on his mediums for at least a lap, if not more, but he's setting fastest laps, so I don't see a reason why he should be doing that. But Jado and Alonso on their new mediums, and after the pit stop they are still the effective race leaders, so the strategy didn't do them any harm as much. It's just a matter of what their pace is like on those mediums towards the end of the race, because we still have half a race to go. And so there's Skill Virus yet again in the pit lane. The race is effectively over for him. And then we have Trigger and Dulger very far back down the grid. And so the only battles that are gonna be happening right now are probably for the race lead between Jado and Alonso, as Crymel is finally pulling into the pits, so he's gonna do his stop all the way on lap 7. And so Jado will easily pick up the race lead, but it looks like Lewis is gonna be under attack from Rhythms going into the inside of turn 1. Look at that, the tire difference really showing between the softs and the mediums. Rhythms having so much better exits than Lewis, and Lewis is going to be under attack from Preston, who doesn't even need the braking zone. Look at that, they're side by side, but he has just so much speed going into turn 3, but he still tried to hold it, but Lewis just doesn't have enough speed right now to actually be in contention for the battle. So it looks like Jado will be under attack shortly from the group of Rhythms and Preston. It's just gonna be a matter of in what order are they gonna finish the race for the championship to wrap up, as Jado is leading by 5 points. So if he stays P1, doesn't matter where Rhythms and Preston finish. It's Rhythms the biggest person under pressure as far as the standings go. And the Constructors' Championship will be probably won by McLaren, as those are the only two that actually have both their drivers in some normal points positions. And so yeah, we're gonna be crossing the line shortly and going into lap number 8, and Skills Virus is probably gonna get lapped after so many pit stops, after so many accidents. And it looks like Preston has just made a move on Rhythms, and I missed it. I very much apologize for that. But Preston is now in P3 and is gonna be gunning to close the gap to the front too, and behind them is gonna be Crimo actually overtaking Lewis. So the medium strategy really, the soft and medium strategy really didn't work, at least for Lewis. And behind them we see Timbit, Trigger, Dodger and Skill Virus struggling at the back. So the only big fights are gonna be happening between Preston, Rhythms and whoever they are going to catch with their strategies right now. So the gap will be closing, but how fast? Time is running out. Thankfully, after such a tiring race, as my vocal cords are screaming for help after so much commentating. So Scurry Alonso still not able to close the gap down into 1 second in order to catch Jado. So Jado's pace on the mediums is showing to be consistent, at least so far. The detection zone is quite far off, so if Alonso gets a good exit, maybe he could get in, but it doesn't look like he's gonna get in. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So Alonso will just be looking at the ass of Jado without any opportunity to catch him, but Preston is catching him very quickly. And Rhythms is gonna be under attack from Crimo. Look at that. Crimo choosing the inside line for turn 1. Side by side. He gets the fastest lap in the meantime, but look at that, the amount of traction that Rhythms got into that corner. So the outside line worked for him. And Rhythms regains P4, but all that battling is enabling Preston to set himself free from the DRS train curse. And he's free to go after Alonso and Jado. But he really needs to hurry up if he wants to win this championship. There's not enough time on his hands. There's only 4 laps left. He needs to overtake both Alonso and Jado. And Jado is widening the gap to Alonso slowly but surely. So Skills Virus very close to being lapped. Actually, he got lapped by a lot of people. But it looks like it's only the AI driving for him. It looks like it's Ghost. So let's not count him. So the effective last place is Dodger fighting with Trigger for last positions. And in front of them we see Timbit and Lewis struggling on their new medium. So this battle is really going to be only about the soft tire runners of Rhythms and Preston and Crimo trying to catch the top 2 that got off to a nice start, but the gap that Preston is closing is just enormous. In other news, Rhythms in another battle with Crimo. This time Rhythms defends himself yet again, but the gap is still very small between them. Preston last lap around this time got a Preston around this time got like a 2.5 second gap. Right now it's only down to 1 second. So he's gonna be in the battle with Alonso. How much will this hold him up compared to Jado? That is the question. And yeah, we have a new spectator who we're gonna hear because he DNF'd in the race.
Yeah, I crashed. Whoops.
Okay, so
I
2 DNFs.
lost the rear end, and yeah, I ended up in the wall. So
Right.
yeah.
Anyway, so we have out of 11, 2 DNFs and 1 person cruising around as the AI. The most important thing of all will be how this battle between Preston and Alonso will play out. It's really holding him up. It's really holding up Preston compared to Jado. Like the gap was 1.7 seconds in the first sector before they started battling. So Jado could really use this battle. It's gonna be
Preston's
very close.
right on the rear end of Scuderia Alonso.
Yeah, Preston is gonna get the move done,
BRS.
definitely.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have the move down into turn 1.
Yeah, he doesn't even need the brakes.
To my teammate though.
Oh yeah, Crymo is doing very well.
He's having a right hell of a race. Oh, locks up his front brakes. Oof.
So
yeah,
Preston,
just to let you know, a bit of information. Skills Virus is not actually in his car.
Yeah, I see that he's the AI, so
Yeah,
I'm not really counting him into the race.
Yeah.
The most important thing of all, like, the tire difference is certainly there. We saw how the medium runners got just eaten up by the soft tire runners in Preston, Crymo, and Rhythms. The question is, we only have 2.5 laps left till the end of the race. The gap is 2.4 seconds to Jado. Jado has been very consistent. He has been very consistent on his mediums. Can he hold it till the end? Because this is for the championship, if we're counting that the bureaucratic stuff of the league gets done in time. And this will count, just for the sake of this race, to get some hype at least.
Yellow flag is sector 2.
Yeah, Rhythms is out.
Rhythms is
so
out.
That's him out of the contention for the championship fight, but he was basically out the second that Jado and Preston took these higher positions, so we weren't really counting him in. I don't have a contact on Scuderia Alonso, so I'm not sure if we're actually doing podium interviews this time. But let's invite Jado and Preston at least for the hell of it, just to hear someone screaming into the chat. So anyway, we're gonna be closing lap number 11, going into the beginning of lap 12. 2 laps left. The gap has closed by around 7/10 to Jado, but it doesn't look like it's enough. It's one thing to close the gap, but to actually overtake. And look at the amount of ERS that Preston has. That's not good. That's really not good.
No, it's not, but if anyone can do it, Preston can.
Oh yeah, well, he's a Season 1 champion.
Yeah.
And apart from the bad race that he had in Brazil, because there was a fuck ton of carnage there.
Yeah.
He actually dominated for the rest of the season.
Oh, Preston went a bit wide going into that chicane.
Yeah, he actually lost quite a big amount of time. Like, this is not looking very well for him.
Oh, he's having a bit of lag as well.
I think that's just my stream. I don't think that's really him.
Nah, that's him. Because it's showing on mine as well.
Oh, could be. So Rhythm's left, so that's the 4th DNF of the day. So we're actually only racing with 7 people out of 18 that started 2 races ago.
Oh, a massive corner cut there for Scuderia Alonso.
Yeah, also some damage there, I think. Oh, actually not, but it very much looked like it. But Preston's gap is not closing. I think Jado is gonna win this one. I think just because of the fact that Preston pits so early for those softs, the tire wear difference is...
Yeah, they're gonna be cutting off now.
Yeah, it's not that big of an advantage anymore. He just needs to hope for Jado to do something stupid, but he's been very consistent throughout the whole race.
But
so
Primo could still get a podium here.
Yeah, that's the battle that we're probably gonna have to be focusing on. The ERS difference itself is very interesting. They're both on... no, actually, Crymo is on sauce, but I don't think it really matters. What matters is, like, who's gonna get the job done. Going into turn 4, it doesn't look like Crymo. Look at that. Look at that.
There goes Cremo down the inside.
Wow.
Does he make the move? And he does. He gets the move done.
Okay. Damn.
Oh, and there's contact. There's contact.
Oh, and he's in the wall.
Cremo is round.
Okay.
No.
I'm not sure.
That is unlucky for Cremo, and he's left the session. So we have now got 5 DNFs.
Right.
Promotes the other Renault of Lewis up to P4. So it's a Renault 3-4 at the minute.
Well, for the Constructors' Championship, it's not gonna mean anything. It looks like Actually,
Looks like good old Jarno.
it's gonna be Mercedes probably winning the Constructors' Championship as it stands, I think. Or is it? Actually, it's not. It's gonna be Williams. Ah, never mind. Who cares anyway? Jado is gonna cross the line in style. Sebastian Vettel, 2013. Easy peasy, winning the race. Preston, not even close. Scuderia Alonso, not having a battle to the line
And
that
there
we
he
were hoping
crosses the
for
line.
because
And
he eliminated his rival.
Finishes his second. Scuderia Alonso in third. Lewis in fourth. Tim Bed in fifth. Dolger is sixth. And the Skills Virus is AI in seventh.
So yeah, when you disconnect, you get 6 points. Not bad.
Indeed. Right, I'll invite Jarno and Prestiano.
Oh man.
Jarno, where are you?
My vocal cords are screaming for help at this point. And I still have 2 hours of race time to commentate today.
Oh dear. Yeah, you and me both, mate. You and me both. Jarno, where are you? Where's Preston? Oh, no,
Yeah, I don't think you have a contact on Scuderia Alonso, this guy.
Ah, I could get him. How'd you spell it? Has he got any numbers after his name?
Who?
Scuderia Alonso.
14.
Alright!
Hi.
Wow.
Oh, this league's a joke.
That's the words you want to hear from the league's organizer.
Me, mate.
Oh, what has happened? I think it was a glitch in the 50% race.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I don't know. Right, Jarno,
To
where are you?
invalidate my qualifying lap as well in the 25%. Oh, I don't know why I did it. I was a bit of an idiot there.
There we go. Okay. I got them all.
I'm just looking at the race director. Skills Virus went medium, soft, and 25% race.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he just wanted to use the soft tires that he was supposed to have in qualifying and practice.
This is what I'm saying. This game is broken, man.
Yeah.
This game is absolutely broken.
Alright, so who do we have in the party?
Just Preston at the minute.
Just Preston?
Jarno's-
Where's Jarno?
I'll add him to the party.
I've already done it.
Oh, alright. Well. There were two boring races. We had 50% race, we had like, what, 3 laps of racing and then...
No, you
25%.
went 3 laps, don't worry about it. I counted it because I didn't have better things to do.
Yeah.
There was 1.5 corners of racing at the start. Then we have about like 7 corners before the second safety car because that happened in the castle section. Then we had another castle section incident. So yeah, really like one and a few corners of laps racing in total between the safety cars.
I mean, I got 20 seconds of fucking penalties on the first few laps because of fucking other drivers fucking hitting into the back of me. So I thought,
Codemasters is a good company, but it just needs some support. I hope it's not from EA, but they need support from somewhere.
Unfortunately, EA have bought them out.
It's still nobody from the podium in the party.
No, just you, Preston.
Whatever.
Oh.
So, Preston, tell us what happened. Let's focus on the 50% race more.
Oh, 50%. Well, I just had a boring race, really. I think the only real thing that happened was I boxed for hards on lap 4, and then safety car came out again like 10 laps later, because after that nothing happened. Then I boxed for mediums, and then yeah, we just gave up on it at that point.
Okay, when did the decision happen that you are just gonna, fuck the race and start over?
Fourth or fifth, I think. Fourth or fifth safety car. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, nice.
It's shit, man.
All right, and what about the 25% race? Like, why did you start so far back?
Invalidated my lap turn 1, which was great. I don't know how it was an invalidation. I want to look back because it seemed fine. But yeah, I tried the Yano up near strategy. In a way it worked because I had good pace on mediums, but Yano was too quick on the mediums and my softs were dead towards the end, so yeah.
Yeah, but you fought through the grid.
Way too early for mine.
You fought through the grid very well, but considering the fact that if we're actually going to implement the tier system, you actually lost the championship to Yarno. How'd you feel about that?
GG to him, to be fair. I've had a stinker of a season. I mean, obviously, I won. Spa was really nice, but my qualifying was terrible. Austria was just domination. The two before, I don't want to speak about because, yeah, just not
Yeah,
good.
let's not even go there.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully, with the new tier system, more fights, cleaner racing.
Less Norwegian boys.
Well, he's in tier 2, but
Subject
to change. Subject
for
to change.
God's sake.
Oh.
Oh.
He literally said in the chats, for this race, he was in the chats, can I race?
Yeah.
For one, he had a race ban, and two, I didn't even ask him, because he had a race ban. He's just...
But he wants to feel included. Just, don't go on him so hard. He just wants friends.
Lewis is a weird driver. I think he's fast, but I don't know. It was weird racing him.
He is a quick driver, don't get me wrong. And that XRT Cremo,
oh,
he needs to be in the league. He needs to be in the league.
He's in tier 1, I think. Yeah, he's in tier 1.
Good. Because he's a good driver.
I think we need about 3 or 4 more drivers for tier 1 and tier 2, about 2 drivers. So it's looking like tiers are happening next week.
Yeah,
Good.
but if in the meantime you feel like, oh yeah, I should be winning the championship, you should just extend this season for one more race. just for the hell of it.
Because I'm championship rival of Yarno, I was in party with Matt Mart. He said that Yarno squeezed him and gave him damage lap 1, and he might refuse it. I'm not going to steward that because I think people will think it's biased, so I'm going to give it to Jake and then see what he thinks of it, and then
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's up to Jake because obviously he's the main steward for me. So, but it is what it is.
Weird.
It's a weird old season, but
needed something to change.
So is it going to be like season 5 next week then, or
5?
Yeah, or is it just going to stay season 4?
Mate, we're in season 2.
Oh, are we? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So how are we calling it actually? Is it going to be season 2.5?
Call it season 3. Because the tiers, I'm not going to change anything if it works.
Alright, so congratulations to the champion that is not here, aka Jado. And let's hope that next week that we're gonna see some actual good, organized, glitch-free racing.
Well, glitch-free is up to Codemaster stat, and Codemasters haven't shown promising signs. So.
No. But yeah, let's hope for a good season start next week.
All right.